Hey guys, my name's Ben Howard, and today we're out here at Hagood Disc Golf Course to film another battle between two mid-ranges with 0 turn, 0 fade in their flight numbers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I did another video with the MD1 and the Mako 3, and I explained most of the rules in that. But basically, just to kind of run through it real quick, I'm going to take all the mid-ranges with 0 turn, 0 fade in their flight numbers and battle them against each other. And at the end, I'm going to take all the ones that won their battles and battle them against each other as well, and just see which one is the most consistent for me as a 0 turn, 0 fade disc. Only real added on rule to this is I have to use the mid-ranges until I get inside of circle 2. Then I can use my regular putting putters. But the disc we're going to be using today is the Panda Dune versus the Yikun Tomahawk. So a slight mistake on my part is I didn't realize that on Infinite Discs website they listed the Dune as a 0-0, but on Trash Panda's website they listed it as a -1-0. So slight mistake on my part. I should have read that, but I paired it up with the Tomahawk for a reason, because I used to bag a Tomahawk, because originally when I first started playing I had a Mako 3, lost that, bought this, reading the flight numbers thinking okay it'll do the same thing, but it's much flippier. I would say it's closer to a -1, maybe a -2. I haven't thrown it in a good few years, so I'll be curious to see. But these two should be very similar. If you, I'll show you the profile of these two. They're the height, the parting line, a lot of it's very similar. Biggest difference you can see is the Yikun, the Tomahawk has a weird, almost like a driver wing to it, and it's technically an overmold. So I don't know if this actually has gyro technology in it or whatever, but should be really interested to see. They should be kind of very close to each other, so let's go and get in the video. For hole 1, we got a par 3, 295 feet, just dead straight ahead. Literally nothing in the way, just a wide open field. So just gonna try and throw these flat, straight at the basket, and give them a nice amount of height, and just see if they'll actually turn or if they'll just kind of hold straight majority of the flight. Go with the Dune first. Ooh, okay. I couldn't tell if I kind of released that with some anhyzer or if that came out of my hand flat. You can probably tell on camera, but it kind of just popped up and just turned right very slowly. What? Very nice. Ooh, that's a lot flippier. But kind of the same thing as the Dune, just kind of tilted and then just rode right. So they ended up right next to each other pretty much, which is about what I expected. I feel like I threw them pretty similar. I threw the Tomahawk a little bit farther out to the left, but it's a little more unstable, so it kind of explains that. But I range found it. I threw them about 270 feet, which is pretty good considering they held the anhyzer the entire flight. So it definitely feels like if I give them a little bit of hyzer, I can get them to pop up the flat and push probably almost past 300 feet. But let's go ahead and make these putts. Stay high. Ooh, just a little bit more power on that. Hopefully I'm not in the way of the shot, but go make it. Stay high. Ah, same thing. It's not enough power. All right, guys, so we're on hole 2. This is a par 3, about 290 feet, just dead straight ahead behind this group of trees. Looks like the best play really is to throw something on the left side of that group and have it finish right. So I'm just going to try and take these, throw them out flat to the left, and see if I can get them to bend back to the right near the end of the flight. Ah, pulled it. Well, that works actually. Okay. I'm not sure how close that group of trees is to the basket, but I feel like I should be maybe edge of circle 2. We'll have to see. Oh, well, keep turning. Ooh. Ooh, that sucks. Overcorrected on that. Okay. Hopefully y'all can at least hear me in here, but I actually found it, and I actually got somewhat of a window out, but looks like the best case scenario is going to be a bogey. Let's go ahead and get out of here. There we go. That'll work. That's very nice. There's like no low speed stability at all. Put your bets down in the comments. What you think? Am I inside of 66 feet or am I outside of 66 feet? 69 feet. Just barely outside. Oh gosh. Oof. Ooh. I messed that up. All right, so for hole 3, we've got a par 3, 265 feet, just dead straight ahead. Biggest thing to pay attention to is we've got OB Creek off to the right. But looks like for this shot, I could just kind of throw basically the same shot I threw on hole 1. Just throw them flat out to the left and let them bend back to the right to the basket. Just like that. Oh, stabled out on me. Huh. Okay. Interesting. Stay high. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Even with the Dune getting a little more stable on me, it's still closer to the basket than the Tomahawk. So let's go ahead and make this. Come on. Just them all short. Oh, dang it. Man. Finally got one high enough to go in. Oops. All right, guys, so for hole 4, it's a par 3, 230 feet, straight ahead in this gap on the side of this hill. Even with it being about 230 feet, it looks like I'm going to have to hit these pretty hard and give them a little bit of hyzer just so that way they'll push through that gap and get closer up to the basket. Let's see. Dune's still got the box. It didn't want to flip up that time, but I got a good amount of power on that and got it up there for at least a circle's edge look. There we go. Oh, dang. Pulled that one just a little bit. I thought it might kind of bend to the left before it flipped up, but that thing flipped all the way up to flat that time. So both of them should be like circle's edge putts. So let's go ahead and make them. Swing. Ooh, almost. There we go. Finally made a putt. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, so we're on hole 5. It's par 3, 250 feet, just dead straight ahead through this wooded gap. Biggest thing you don't want to do is go left because it goes all the way, probably it's 60 feet downhill with a bunch of trees in your way. So you'd much rather be off to the right if you do make a mistake. There is a gap out to the right where you could like swing something in late, but I'm just going to try and take both of them and just see if I can throw them straight this 250 feet. Be a little stable for me. Okay, sit. Ooh, okay. I probably threw that like 30, 40 long, but that, I didn't feel like I hit that hard at all, and that thing just flew dead straight. That's sweet. Oh, gosh, slipped right out of my hand. Okay, that should be fine right there. I should be able to just get up and down. Let's see how well it throws on a forehand. Okay, that's a putt. Fade for me. Oh, dang it. Felt good too. Okay. So I exaggerated how far it went past the basket, apparently. It looked like it was going to go much farther than this, but let's go ahead and make another putt. There we go. There it is. All right, so for hole 6, we've got a par 3, 195 feet, just straight ahead. You can see the flag right there. This one just goes downhill pretty quick, about 100 feet off the tee pad, and then the ground slopes from right to left, right at the basket. So this is just going to be one where I'm just going to try and smooth them out there. Probably just throw them on fan grip too, just to kind of get a little bit less spin on it, so that way they just kind of float straight. I'll be curious to see if I can get if the dune will fade out on me throwing it this slow, or if it'll actually hold straight. Yeah, it faded out on me a little bit. Sounded like it hit a tree on the left, so I might have kicked forward into a putt, but let's see. This is a really good shot for the Tomahawk because it has no low speed stability, so trying to do the same thing I just did with the dune. Threw it in the ground. Go. Okay. I don't know if that'll be inside of 66 feet or not. We'll have to see. Rangefinder says 61 feet. So let's go ahead and make a putt. Oh, I thought I made that. Dang. Okay, so apparently I got to kick to the left instead of to the right for the dune. So I've got a putt at it from like just inside of 40 feet, but it's a little obstructed. Not too bad though. Just got to do a little staggered stance. Give it a little more height because it's uphill. Dang it. Oof. Come on. Oh, that putt felt so good. All right, guys. So I completely forgot about this, but they actually added in 9 more holes and made this course into an 18-hole course. So right here between hole 6 and the old 7, now this is 16. They added in, and it looks like it's tight back there, like really tight wooded holes. First, hole 7, the first one's a par 4. So I'm definitely gonna have to come back out here. But if you're in the area, definitely come out here and check this out because it looks like a lot of fun. But yeah, so now we're on old hole 7, new hole 16. Baskets, what is this one now? 250 feet up here, slightly tucked off to the left. Looks like all I really got to do is just throw these out here on some hyzer, right at this tree, just let it fade off into the basket. Tomahawk's got the tee pad for once. Just throw a little bit more hyzer than I would normally. Throw it a little softer. That looks nice. Give me a little finish. Come on. Fade. Fade. Dang, that thing is so straight. I just has no slow speed stability to it at all. That looks really good too. Get off that tree. Oh, got through it. Oh, well, right next to each other again. All right, let's see. So, dune's just out by like half an inch, maybe. So, but let's go ahead and make it. All right. Tomahawk's gonna be a little bit more difficult because I'm gonna have to straddle, but same putt basically. Woo, let's go. All right, guys, so we're on old hole 8, new hole 17. Basket straight ahead down this hill, about 230 feet. This one just really gonna need to be very careful my nose angle and very careful my speed control, because I'm not too worried about the Dune doing too much. I feel like if I get it remotely close, it'll kind of hold straight majority of the flight. But with the Tomahawk, it could be very easy for me to turn this over into this creek off the right. So just really got to be touchy with this shot. That's it. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I did not mean to throw it that far out to the right, but we're good. Stay in the air. Get in the hole. Ooh, yeah, let's go. No, dang it. Line it up on Anheuser and it came out flat. I hate doing that. All right. For the Dune. There we go. All right, guys, so we're on hole 9. It's the final hole of the video. It's a par 3, 320 feet, just straight ahead on top of this mound. Nothing really in the way. Just kind of I'm just going to try and throw these, have them land at the base of the hill, and see if I can give myself a long putt at it. I believe the Dune has a 4-stroke lead over the Tomahawk, so it's going to take something drastic for this to work out the Tomahawk's favor. But let's go ahead and get these up there. Yeah, I don't believe the flight numbers for the Dune anymore. That thing is just dead straight. Golly, that thing is so flippy. I never even really even got to flat, and it's still just pushed straight the whole time. That thing's wild. That's it. Okay. Just a little too low, but that's fine. I had this branch hanging out anyway, so I was gonna have to keep it low either way. All right, guys, to finish up a round out here at Hagood Mills. I was to say I was surprised with the results of today's video is pretty much an understatement, because I was really worried that the Dune was gonna fly like the Tomahawk did, and that this was gonna kind of be like a little bit of a bust with the Dune, because I wanted, like, because the whole reason for this series is to find discs that fly like that ideal 0-0 flight that I talked about in the first video, where I can hit it hard and just have it either push straight and just bend a little bit, turn a little bit, but it's not really going to have a lot of slow speed stability. And honestly, the Dune might be the most overstable disc out of the lineup I've thrown so far, because I don't think I really got any low speed stability out of the MD1 or the Mako 3. So really surprised to see that out of the Dune. I must have been throwing it a little bit of Anheuser on the first 2 holes, because the first 2, it felt like it kind of had that natural just push and just slow turn, but on some of the later holes it started to act a little more overstable. So must have been just a little mistake from me on those first 2 holes. But yeah, if you've never heard of Trash Panda or Jesse, I highly recommend looking into it, because these discs are 100% recycled plastic and are 100% recyclable. And so really good cause, really good discs. Like, I love this plastic. It's a little gummy, but it's still got that stiffness in the rim, which I really, really love. Really good hand feel. I need to get my hand on an inner core, because I haven't done anything with those yet. And those look really fun too. Seem very, very similar to these, just in a putter form. So gonna have to make a video with that too, but highly, highly recommend this disc if you can get a hold of them. They're really not that expensive either. I think they're like $20, so nothing crazy. But and then for the Tomahawk, this thing was a lot of fun. It took me a while to get used to, just because it's very deep and kind of like I talked about, it's got that sharp rim on the edge and just very unique feeling disc to say the least. But really nice. I liked it a lot for like those touchy short approach shots because it does not have any low speed stability at all. You could see that on a lot of holes. I tried to get this thing to fade and it would not. And I really love this thing for like fan grips more than anything else. Which only thing I really fan grip are my putters. So to have this mid range that can basically do the same thing as a lot of other mid ranges, but still on a fan grip, I would say this is closer to like a -2 0 more than like a -0 or a 0 0. It could be a -1, but it's much flippier than a lot of the rest of these discs that I've got in this series. So really interesting disc though. Definitely worth trying out if this sounds interesting to you. All right, so if my math's correct, the Dune won by 4 strokes, moving into the final round with them Mako 3. So next week's going to be the last one where I battle 2 new discs. And to give you a quick preview of them, we've got the Ching Discs I1, which might be the most unique disc out of this entire lineup. It's really close between it and the Tomahawk, this very unique feeling. I'll explain more about that next week. And then we've got the Anubis from Infinite Discs. Yeah, sorry, the stamps really reflected. Can't really make it out, but this one feels a lot more like what you'd expect out of a 0 0. Very close to a Mako 3, maybe a little bit flatter, but these two, this will be a really interesting video next week. If you've got any recommendations for courses I should try these 2 out on, please let me know in the comments. But before we finish off, please come out here and try out these new holes they put in out in this course. This course is a lot of fun. Of course, you can play very casually and have a really fun time out here. I don't know what the new holes are like, so if you've played out here before, please let me know what they're like in the comments so I can kind of prepare myself when I come back out here next time. But really looking forward to come back out here. So thank y'all so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.